All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of a Q&A on a Tuesday night with obviously me. I had to start this a little bit later tonight because power was going crazy in the house. Nothing was going right. I was supposed to start around 7 or 8. Just got back from Florida, so that was awesome. Got some color, thank God. But yeah, I'm ready to discuss topics with you guys and stuff. I'll do this every single week. Communicate with the people that follow this channel because I'm basically giving back. And yeah, as for shows, me, Zach, and Zomp, we're gonna do one from every other week, maybe, possibly. It depends on the topic at hand, but right now it's kind of stale when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'll basically just keep it to like Q&As and this just random stuff. But when a hot topic comes up, like if a coaching hire comes up, or if we want to get a quarterback in the draft, I'll be one of the first people to talk about it because that's my goal from here on out. But yeah, there's a lot to discuss. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend, especially when I was down in South Beach. So, where do I even start? I don't really want to discuss politics, but it looks like that's moving in the right direction. The Miami Heat game was awesome. I'm not going to lie, even though the fans, it was like only 3,300 fans in there. The Philadelphia Eagles, every single day on Eagles Twitter, I have to put up with people talking about getting a tight end with the 6th pick overall, Kyle Pitts. It's not that I don't like Kyle Pitts. It's that you can't pick a tight end at number 6. You can't. Someone that has production of 44 catches, you do not pick at 6. You just don't do it. That's just against anything sports or football. Anyone with a knowledgeable brain would, yeah, it's stupid. But with that said, my time is done, your time, and let's get to it. What's up, Buckeye fan? What's up, NY Tom, Joseph, Eagles Lifer? What's up, Nitro? How was South Beach? It was awesome. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Let me take a sip of water real quick. All right, it was awesome. I will say this. It's not for everybody. South Beach, number one, very expensive. All right, it's a tourist trap. They get you with the money. But the 4th day that I was there, I realized it, and I budgeted myself a little bit better. But, it was a lot of fun, but you really have to bring a bankroll down with you because it's just ridiculous. Like the amount of money that you spend down there, it's like you could get literally – like you could go home feeling empty inside by the end of the trip's done, even if you had a really good time. But it was really cool. I met a really good number of people. I met this one DJ, DJ Clarice, I think it was. She's like an up-and-comer. She's pretty cool. I followed her on Instagram. And we had a really, really good talk about life, politics, and sports. And we had a good talk for about like 45 minutes to an hour. And she's a beautiful lady. Like, she really is. If you want to go check out my Instagram, it's NitroFreak2. I follow her. She's really good, and she's an up-and-comer. So that was interesting. But I met a lot of cool people down there. I'm not going to lie. South Beach is a good place to learn how to meet people and have fun, networking and stuff like that. So, I'll definitely be back. Not anytime soon, but probably within the next maybe 2 to 3 months because I really like it down there. So, yeah, I loved South Beach. How do you feel about LaMelo Ball? He's a stud. It's funny because a lot of people bag on the kid because of his dad, because his dad talks a lot. But a dad's purpose in life is to put his kid at the top of everything. His kid needs to be in the spotlight at all times because he's his kid. He's his son. He's done that with all 3 of his kids, whatever. And LaMelo Ball looks like the best one. Lonzo Ball, obviously, he's a really good player, but he doesn't really have the jump shot that LaMelo Ball has. LaMelo Ball has everything. He's only 19 years old. He's going to be a superstar. And he didn't even play in college. I think he went overseas for a year. He was going to play at UCLA, but they just figured, like, UCLA, I think, did his brother dirty, so they just pulled him out of there. And it looks like LaMelo Ball is, like, finding his game. LaMelo Ball's awesome. He's a really good basketball player. All right, it's a good one. All right, first political one. Stephen Wolf, what's up? Thoughts on the Dr. Seuss BS racist controversy? It's crazy. People nitpick about everything nowadays. And the Dr. Seuss one is just another one that you can put the cherry on top. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. It's like, I'll give you a comparison that my friend made earlier. you're taking away the Dr. Seuss books. You're not letting them do Read Across the World or whatever it's called in the classrooms with Dr. Seuss because there's racist undertones. But at the same time, you will award Cardi B for like the most sexual songs ever and like call her a role model. Like Kamala Harris called Cardi B a role model. Like, how the fuck do you put two and two together? When Cardi B, if you listen to her music, she has the most fucking sexual shit of all time. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever. The world is weird. You have Mr. Potato Head, having him being gender neutral or whatever. I just don't understand what's going on in the world. Everyone wants to take away everything from the past. It is weird. It's fucked up. But with that said, it's just something I'm going to have to put up with because there's nothing I can really do about it. But the Dr. Seuss thing, that was terrible. I found out about that on my plane ride home. I took a plane ride home from Miami at 6 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden it just pops up. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like half asleep. I was like, are you kidding me? But it's just something we're going to have to put up with as Americans, unfortunately, until all this shit gets figured out. So, people are weird. People are obsessed. People are donkeys. But it is what it is. It's something you're going to have to deal with. That was a good question, though. What do you think about the Eagles draft choices upcoming? I mean, I have a list of who I want, or who I'd be all right with. I'd personally be all right with number 1, Jamar Chase. That's the one wide receiver that I want, period, at number 6, but I don't know if he's going to be there. I'd like Surtain, the cornerback from Alabama. I think he'd be really good. I would like Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields would be a good choice. The one player that I don't want that's a big name on everyone's list is Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is very athletic, and he will get there. He'll probably be one of the best tight ends in the league, maybe top 3. But you just do not, and I mean do not pick a tight end at 6. You just don't do it. Tight ends production levels, he could be great, but you need someone that really produces on the field, like somebody that really makes a big play on offense. And someone that averages 44 receptions a year, you can't really compare him to someone like Devonta Smith or a Jamar Chase or even a Jalen Waddle because those guys, they make plays on the field consistently. Like this guy, he's a freak of nature. He's 6'6", and they're comparing him to Gronk. But look at all the top tight ends. They went later on in the draft because they're tight ends. So you have to really take a step back from this one. I don't know if you'll be able to drop back and get them. All I know is I'm not picking them at 6. I'm just not doing it. I would be a little pissed if we did. I'm not going to lie to you, but you have these experts on Twitter that think they know what they're talking about. So whatever, but I don't know. Any other pick, literally, I'd be okay with. Now, if you pick someone like Bateman from Minnesota at 6, wide receiver, I'd be a little bit pissed off too because that's a reach in itself. But other than that, whoever we picked, I wouldn't really care. Jalen Waddle, I'd be a little bit whatever because he'd be a reach too. But anyone at 6, I'd be okay with, to be honest with you. I really would. Everyone's going to be pissed if it's a quarterback. I wouldn't. I'd be completely all right with it. Whatever they pick, whatever they decide is good for the future, I'll be completely on board with. Because I'm just ecstatic that Carson Wentz is gone. That was the whole goal of mine from the beginning. Just get him out of here. Do you guys know how – I know I have some liberal people on here. Do you guys know that there's some people out there that voted against Trump just because they didn't like him? They don't necessarily like Joe Biden. They voted against Trump because they don't like him. They just wanted him out. And they knew that Joe Biden was the devil, but they hated Trump that much. That's me with Carson Wentz. I didn't care what the guy did. I just wanted him off the team. I just thought that he was a complete cancer. I thought that he was too talked about. And I thought he was a major distraction that didn't produce what his distraction was what his distraction was. His numbers didn't produce to what he was bringing to the field, which was a circus. So I'm really happy that he's gone. We can move on as a franchise. We can move on as a fan base. And I just felt like, it was time. It was time to go. So hopefully that was a good comparison to that because I was sick and tired of it. I didn't care if he turned into Joe Montana. I was just sick and tired of it. He needed to go. I wasn't waiting around anymore. He obviously didn't want to be here. As Joe Giglio on the platform A2D today said, he didn't want to be here today, and he's completely right. He's not the only one that said that. I understand why people were upset that Carson Wentz is gone, but if you're like a diehard Eagles fan, you just want what's best for the team. And he was not what was best for the team. People said that he made Jalen Reagor was terrible. Well, the reason why Jalen Reagor was terrible last year, and I don't think he was actually terrible. I thought he just underperformed as a rookie that was injured. The reason why he was terrible is because Carson Wentz underthrew him consistently. When Jalen Hurts came in there against Green Bay, he put it right in his arms, and then Jalen Reagor ran it back for a touchdown when they punted to him. So I think Jalen Reagor is going to be a beast next year. I truly do. You just need to put him in the right situation, in the right place, and I just truly think he's going to be awesome. Now, we'll see what happens. A lot of people are down on this franchise and team as a whole, but I truly think that next year we could make some noise, especially because we're in a division like the NFC East that it's pretty garbage, to be honest with you. It's a really garbage division. Anyone could win. And in the NFL, it honestly takes a year to turn things around. A lot of people are down on this team. I don't really understand it. We still have very talented players on this team. So I'm more optimistic than ever when it comes to this football team. I truly am. The only thing I'm not optimistic about is the quarterback. But if Jalen Hurts can perform at an average level, and I mean the bare minimum level to get us over the top, I truly think we could be a decent team, like an 8-win team, 7-win team, 9-win team. That would be enough to win the NFC East. I believe it. I truly do. I wouldn't be saying this about any other Eagles team in any other year, but it's different when the whole division just sucks. And I truly believe they can make the playoffs next year. I do. Thoughts on the Chiefs? I have none. They're a good franchise. Oh, shit. I have to go back a little bit. Biden can't even function. Today, he's a mess. Like, he truly is. Today they asked him about, what was it? They asked him about the vaccinations are opening up in Texas. He's like, yeah, I saw. He's like, what do you think about it? I saw it. I disagree. I saw it. And he just walked away. He's a disaster. I see Kyle Pitts going to New England or the Chargers. Yeah, he could go wherever else. I don't want him at 6. How bad is the Miami traffic? Excellent question, New York, Tom. It is some of the worst traffic in America. It is awful, especially getting down to South Beach. Every single day we'd wait 20 minutes just to get to the beach. And our hotel is like 10 minutes away. It's unnecessary traffic, but it's a good time. So I'm not going to dog on it too much. It's just unnecessary traffic that we had to put up with, unfortunately. Good question though. Samurai Eagle. I don't see how you could pass on Smith. He's still available at 6. Devonta Smith? Well, I'm taking Devonta Smith over Jalen Waddle or Bateman from Minnesota because you literally cannot pass on. I understand people's theories and takes that Devonta Smith is frail, small, or like if he puts on weight, it's going to slow him down. Well, he's a high point ball receiver, like my buddy Zach says on the Fly Like an Eagle podcast. He high points the ball, and that's exactly what you want in a wide receiver. You don't pass up, even if he turns out to be a bust. You don't pass up someone that won a Heisman as a wide receiver. You just don't do it, especially for a guy like Jalen Waddle who has been injured. And Jalen Waddle, in my opinion, I don't even think he's close to the level of Devonta Smith. So I would completely go with Devonta Smith in that spot. I'm not even thinking about it. I don't care what these draft experts are saying. I wouldn't even think about it. I would go with him because, he's right there. If he's bad, he's bad. He failed. He failed himself, but his resume is there. And you have to take the best player on the board. And he won the Heisman as a wide receiver the first time since probably the 90s, I think. And you got to take him. You have to take him. Just how it is. Draft quarterback first no matter what. See, here's the thing. I think they're going to take a quarterback, so that's why I'm getting ready for it. But I wouldn't be unhappy with whoever we picked, to be honest. I really wouldn't. As long as it's not a reach, I'll be fine with whoever they pick. I'm not even sweating it. Not going to lie, LaMelo can be the next KD if you think about it. They both built the same, so if you stay good, I don't really – when I compare their games, it's too early to compare LaMelo Ball's game because he's so young. But the guy has a high ceiling. He really does from what I've seen. And I can't take anything away from the kid. He's going to be a superstar. Here comes a good question. Where overseas do you want to travel once it reopens? Ireland. I really want to go to Ireland. I hear nothing but good things about it. And and preferably alone. You know, when I travel, I like to go alone for some reason. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're a weirdo. Why don't you go with friends?" This is my theory on traveling alone. All right, you get more things accomplished. Number one. Number two, you usually split the bill with your friends wherever you go. Which, you know, even if you didn't get something, you still have to split it 50-50, and that's bullshit in itself. And then sometimes you just got to take a chill pill by yourself. You got to enjoy life by yourself. Just see what you want to see, and you know, just make your own time. You know, but I would love to go to Ireland. I really would. I feel like that's a spot that I've always wanted to go to, especially because I am Irish. I would like to go to Ireland. Yeah. He's talking. Didn't get hurt. If Jalen Waddle didn't get hurt, his draft stock wouldn't have dropped. I guess, but he's not on the level of Devonta Smith. In my opinion, he's not. I don't feel like he would have won the Heisman if he was healthy the whole time. That's just me. I don't get all the hype on Pitts. He has never even been a 1,000-yard receiver. Well, he's a tight end. You know, a lot of people are labeling him as a wide receiver, but he is a tight end. I mean, he looks good. He's from Florida, obviously. He looks good, but he's not someone I'd pick at 6. You know, I'd be a little bit salty if they picked him at 6. But like I said before, I can't pick the player, so if they picked him, I'd have to roll with it. But I'd be a little bit salty at first. It's just how it is. Explain to me why he's an upgrade over Trump so far. He's done absolutely nothing. Like, literally nothing besides bomb Syria. That's literally all he's done. You got to bring some substance to the table, buddy. Pitts will be great, but he's not going to be a high draft pick. He might. I'm hearing that he could go in the top 5, actually. Like, he could be a top 3 pick. That's what I'm hearing. I'm like, why? He's a tight end. Rager has a lot of potential. Hopefully we get Fulgham more stops. I'm curious to see what Fulgham does without rotating in and out with Alshon Jeffrey. I'm really curious because he was balling out, you know, and there are rumors that he got hurt earlier in the year, which I actually can see because he just wasn't playing like himself anymore. I'm curious to see what he does this year because we're paying him jack shit. He's playing with absolutely no pressure now because, you know, it's the team's not that good on paper. So he's playing with house money, and I feel like he can ball out. I'm excited to see what he can do. Bama Bio or Rudy Gobert? Gobert. I got to go back up. That's an easy one, actually. Gobert's an easy one. Well, I got a lot of comments. You guys are the best. We got to be respectful of everyone. Yeah, we do. I agree. Us as American people, even if you guys are overseas, we got to be respectful. I completely agree. We got a super chat, by the way. I got to read that out because super chats do come first. And I just saw this one. Who's winning the division in 2021? I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning the division. I feel like, and I know there's some Giants fans in this chat. The Giants are going to suck. The Giants are going to be brutal, and they're not going to go anywhere with Daniel Jones. It doesn't matter if, you know, you load up talent on the offensive side of the ball. The guy is just not a good quarterback. You know, and they will start seeing that. I think they honestly believe that he's not a good quarterback. They're just like so delusional to the point to where they settle for it because he is the quarterback, and they want to see him do well, but they know he sucks. So it's like one of those things where they're lying to themselves because they want to see him do better. But he's not going to do better. So if I'm being completely honest with you, the only team that I could think would beat us in the division is the Cowboys. I truly believe that because the Cowboys, you know, they are loaded on offense, and you guys did see what happened when Dakota Prescott went down with the injury. They completely fell apart. So he is a good quarterback. So we're going to have to compete with them. We'll see what happens. But everyone's out on this team. I don't understand it. Excuse me. Do you think the Eagles will draft Trey Lance? It's a possibility. You know, I'm hearing some things. It's definitely a possibility. Another North Dakota State guy. Saw some film. You know, he's like the exact duplicate of Carson Wentz. But I listen, I wouldn't care. You know, as long as it's a gold mine pick, I don't care. Just get someone good. I really don't. Carson Wentz wouldn't do better with the Giants. Carson Wentz isn't going to do good with the Colts, in my opinion. I just don't. His game is kind of just flawed. It's shot. You know, his mechanics suck. You know, it would take it would take a crew of people to fix his mechanics, not just one person, a crew of people, and you know how to play the game at your own pace since Pee-wee. You can't just change up a game in the NFL. The game that you played from Pee-wee to high school to middle school to high school is the game that got you into the NFL. You can't just change up your game. It's like changing up your stance, changing up your batting style in the MLB. What your swing is what gets you to the major leagues, to the show. And if you change up everything, what's the point? You're not going to be as good. It's just how it is. That I agree with, Samurai. Cuomo is going to go to jail for murder. I truly believe it. He will. Okay. So best thing that he did, in my honest opinion, is he put America first on a lot of things, and there's a lot of payments going out to other countries like Pakistan on gender assignment classes or whatever. And he was really good at putting America first for a lot of things. When it came to money, he would try to put it in the pockets of American people. He really cared about the American people. He didn't have to be president. He put his family at risk by being president. If he would have got impeached, he would have got taken the social services away from not social services, the extra security and the extra benefits that a president would get for the rest of his life, and his family would be at risk. So he put his whole family at risk. People said he just did this as a stunt. No, when you become president of the United States, you're putting everyone at risk. And I truly believe he really felt like he put America first, and he did put America first. Now, the worst thing he did do as president is he wouldn't shut his mouth. And I'll agree with that 100%. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say that he was great at everything. He did talk a little bit too much, and I feel like that's what really turned off people when it came to him as a president, is people don't like a bully. And he kind of was a bully, but as a president, you have to be a bully, but he just showed it too much. But I think that's the one bad thing that he did. He just wouldn't shut his mouth. And, if I feel like if he did shut his mouth, he would, they wouldn't even have to cheat to get him in office. I just, I'm still salty over it because, Joe Biden lost a record number of decades and he somehow got 81 million votes. It's very fishy to me. It's just, the whole thing is I'm a huge math guy. I'm a nerd when it comes to math. It doesn't add up. The math just does not add up. Let me see. Kamala, oh my Lord. I'm not even going to answer that one. That would be a shit show. Thoughts on the Brooklyn Nets? They're a good team, but they lack a bench, and their defense is whatever. But they're really good on offense. Thoughts on Najee Harris? He's going to be a beast. Running back out of Alabama, he's going to be a really good compliment. In some, I kind of almost wish that we get him. To be honest with you, he could be a compliment to Miles Sanders. That would be awesome. Or he could be the first stringer. I see Rashad Bateman go to the Jets. We were just talking about him earlier, the wide receiver out of Minnesota. He's gonna be good, but you can't pick him too early. Joe Biden could be dead right now. It's all possible. It's all possible. I'm kind of sick of conspiracy theories right now. If I have too many of them, my head just goes into whirlwinds. So I just take a break from it. Do I think Carson Wentz is a one-hit wonder? You mean in 2017? Yeah. Anyone that studies mechanics and studies players can realize that the guy was done after the 2018 season. He was done. He was shot. We're going to get a first-round pick next year. He's going to play 75% of the snaps. We're going to get a first-round pick because they're going to absolutely stink. And, I can't wait for it. I don't want to say, oh, I told you so, but it's just one of these things I've been talking about for years. Carson Wentz is damaged goods. He's never going to be as good as he was in 2017. He's playing in a dome, so he really doesn't have an excuse. And I just feel like, he's just a big baby. And I feel like he's kind of a nice guy when it comes to the audience of One Foundation. But he's kind of a big baby to me. By the way, guys, we're almost at the 25th minute of this Q&A. It's going by really quick to me. If you ever hit that thumbs up button, let's try to get it to a lot of likes. And subscribe to the channel if you're liking the content. But smash that thumbs up button. Thoughts on Watt to Arizona? When will NJ end their mask mandate? All right, so those are two loaded questions. Let me look at my so far. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Shit. Okay. Thoughts on Watt to Arizona. All right. So, number one, I thought it was the most random fucking thing of all time. I'm sitting there poolside in Miami Beach. All of a sudden, J.J. Watt puts out a tweet saying, source me, wearing an Arizona Cardinal jersey while he's doing squats. I thought it was extremely random. I don't know why he would go there. But with that said, I do feel like he makes the Arizona Cardinals a better team because, number one, you have Chandler Jones on the other side. Now you have Watt on the other side. They're going to be dynamic on the defensive line. Now, the problem is, can Kyler Murray be a consistent Pro Bowl quarterback? Now, he definitely has his flaws. I do like Kyler. He's a little short, but he needs to really work on his game in the offseason and really turn into a consistent elite quarterback for that team to be a contender. And we'll see what happens. I don't know if he will, but we'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, my parlay hit. I took the Hawks tonight, and I took the Spurs against the Knicks. The Spurs against the Knicks was the hard pick. The Hawks was the easy pick because the Hawks fired their coach yesterday. And I told my buddy, listen, because my buddy wanted to pick the Heat tonight. I told my buddy, I was like, the Hawks are the easiest pick of the night because whenever, and keep this in mind if you guys like to bet, whenever a team fires their coach, the very next game, the team usually always plays up for their new coach, and they always win the game. Literally always. And I told him it was the lock of the night. So everything that I just spent in Miami, I just made back. And I got to tell my buddy congratulations. Hold on one second. I'm going to say it right here, right now on the air. Yo, Josh, you motherfucker. Congratulations. I just won all my money back from Miami. What are you going to do with yours? Wow. The Knicks. The fucking Knicks. Congratulations, buddy. All right, I'm back. But yeah, that was great. So the Watt thing was extremely random. And yeah. When will NJ end their mask mandate? They'll probably be they'll probably be the last state to do it, honestly. Because we have this guy named Phil Murphy. He's the biggest asshole out there. Ugly motherfucker. And all he cared about was passing weed, and people bought into it. I can't stand the motherfucker, but whatever. We'll probably be one of the last ones. Why do I care about that? I care about what he does as the president of the United States. I don't care about his looks. If he's doing a good job, that's all I care about. You know, people come on here all the time and ask me, why am I a Republican? And I'm not a Republican. People don't get their facts right. I'm a libertarian. I don't like the government. Like, the government doesn't really put money in my pocket. They take it away from me. I want less taxing as possible. You know, I'm a libertarian. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican. You know, but the thing is, the Libertarian Party is never going to fucking win because it's always going to be Republican and Democrat. I think both sides suck. So hopefully you guys know that about me. Let me see something. All right, let's answer that. Let me see something. We got 40 people in here right now. Thank you, guys. Just answered that. It's a decent one. There's a lot of good questions here. A lot of repetitive ones, too. Thoughts on the CPAC? It sounded a lot like the State of the Union address that he does every single year. Where is Biden's State of the Union address? He should have done one. He hasn't done one. Why is that? As a president, you're supposed to do one. He hasn't done one yet. Seems to me like Trump was the one that did it. But that's just my opinion. What's up, Danny? How you doing? Are there mask mandates in Florida? Well, here's the thing. There are curfews. There's a curfew at 12 because they are trying to get everything under wraps. It's not as free as you think it is. But, sorry. But the masks mandate, only when you go into places like CVS, you know, if you go into a bar, like obviously it's the same thing as up here. You walk into a bar and before you sit down at the bar, you have to walk in with your face mask on. I guess it's to stop the spread or whatever, but it's consistently gorgeous down there. It's hot. So no, walking around outside, there's a ton of people. There's not really a mask mandate. No, to answer your question. And I loved it. I went to nightclubs every single night. There weren't mask mandates. It was fucking awesome. It was just like America of February of last year. It was a great time. Thoughts on Daniel Jones? He's terrible. All right, I usually don't answer this question, but I'm going to because I'm going to get asked it a lot. I will not be taking the vaccine. And this is my thought process on it. Number one, anything that Bill Gates is behind, I'm not going to take it because he's not a fucking doctor. He invented the he was a Microsoft owner. All right, why the hell would I want to take a vaccine that took only 9 months to make? Put it into my system. I don't know what the fuck's in that, and he was behind it. Like I'm not putting that in my system. You could say I'm a conspiracy theorist or what, but vaccines take 2 years to make, and this one took under 9 months. I'm not putting that in my body. You guys can do it. I'm not doing it. Not a question. All right, not a question, but Nitro, I always love to hear your thoughts on sports and other things. Keep up the good work. Thank you, JC Gaming. I really appreciate it. Oregon State just passed a bill, and it's about how incest should be normal. I mean, incest is gross in my opinion. It's when you fuck your sister, right? It's pretty not normal in my opinion. But it's not. I didn't even know that was illegal. That's whatever. Let's get away from that one. Bush is an idiot. Jump W. Yeah, I agree. Am I a gun owner? I do. I am. Yeah, I own 2 guns. I if yes, why? What gun do you own? I own a Glock. It's like a police style gun. I keep it up secure. I have a permit for it. I keep it in its own storage, and it's always there for when I need it. Now, unfortunately, in New Jersey, they have so many gun laws that if a robber were to break into your house, you could only use it in a certain way. But I believe that a lot people should own guns because the world's a scary fucking place. Like, it truly is. You see how many guns EDP has. Now, he has the luxury for going to a store and getting whatever he wants. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone should own one. I truly do. What's up, Red Sox film? Oh, here's a super chat, and then I'll go back up. It takes 2 to 5 years to make a vaccine because of BS regulations. Yeah, 9 months. 9 months. Like, not long. And thank you for the super chat, by the way. 9 months. It's not long enough. What's up, Luis? How you doing? Who's your Super Bowl pick for next year? It's a good question. I'm gonna have to go back with Tampa Bay until they can slow down Tom Brady in that defense. Well, obviously stop that defense from just balling out and Tom Brady doing this thing. I'm going with Tampa Bay. I have to keep going with him because he's just a freak. Popeyes. I mean, I haven't eaten Popeyes in forever. You're Christian? Yeah, I guess I am too. Who wins All right, who wins the Super Bowl? I'm going to say Tampa Bay. The finals NBA, I'm going to go with. Ooh, it's a good one. Finals NBA. I don't want to say the Nets. I'm going to stick with the Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to win the finals. And the World Series, I'm going to say the Yankees win the World Series. They finally get over the top this year. When do I think the pandemic ends? The plandemic? Whenever the blue states want it to. That's when I think it ends. Did hard to think Stanley's. I don't know what that means. My grandma took the vaccine. I mean, a lot of people are taking it. My friends are taking it. I don't really believe in it. Don't be crying foul if you get COVID. I mean, I've been working. Put it this way, Rage Machine. I've been working in the public since last March. If I got COVID already, I got COVID already. It's not going to kill me. Like, you get 99.8% chance of surviving. It's not going to kill you. It's like the flu has a better chance of killing me. Am I a Phillies fan? No, I'm a Yankees fan. Favorite childhood show? It's a good question. Childhood show. Malcolm in the Middle was pretty good. No, this is a pretty damn good show. I'm going to say Malcolm in the Middle. All right, so I'll show it. Is Trump still getting back in office March 4th, which is in 2 days? I mean, my theory on that might be debunked a little bit. It's probably going to be at a different date, but, it is what it is. I'm not going to say I'm wrong because I'm not wrong. But on the date, I might be wrong. But he will get back. He will get back. Listen, I'm a huge believer. I believe in God, and I just believe that evil never wins. Evil never fucking wins, and that's just what I believe. Kyle, I know you talk Eagles a lot, but do you talk Giants? I mean, I can talk Giants, but I don't. The thing is like I know the Giants more than a lot of their fans know the Giants. It's the easiest team to talk about because they're never good. They haven't been good since 2011, and I'm not even going to put the year where Odell Beckham Jr. was on the boat. Because they got completely obliterated by Green Bay in the cold. We beat them in Carson Wentz's rookie season. So, I mean, they got him kind of by default. They really haven't been good since 2011. They really haven't been. Vote out Phil Murphy. Let me see something. Am I seriously that delusional? No, it's a fact. That's why I went to Florida. I wouldn't go to Florida if there was actually a real pandemic. It's not a real pandemic. Sorry. If you don't like it, you don't have to follow me. Thoughts on the Phils this season? If you want me to be honest with you, I think they have the potential to finish last because you have to look at that division. The NL East is easily probably one of the best divisions in all of baseball, probably the best. Look at the teams. You have the Atlanta Braves. You have the Mets that have the new owner. You have the Nationals that won 2 years ago. You have the Marlins that won a playoff series last year. And you have the Phillies with one of the worst bullpens in the whole entire league. I hear Tom saying from A2D saying that, they're in win now mode. Based off what? You still don't have a bullpen. It's crazy. I think they could finish last, honestly. Why don't the Eagles just bring in free agent mercenaries like Brady or Rivers? Why gamble on draft and franchise quarterbacks who don't pan out? Because we're trying to get something started. Our Super Bowl window is kind of over, so we're trying to get something started to the point to where it can last for years, not just a couple years. And I feel like they're doing the right thing. I don't like Howie Roseman, but they're doing the right thing right now. And they started well by getting rid of Carson Wentz. They got rid of that contract. They got a decent amount back for him. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Howie did good in that retrospect. So I can't really say anything bad about him. Let me see what Philly said. Awesome. It'll be fun. Oh yeah, by the way, next Tuesday, Philly 500 is doing a State of the Eagles. I will be on with other content creators as well. So I don't know if it's a roundtable, but I will be on his channel next Tuesday. So go and check that out. Philly 500 is one of the best content creators on YouTube. Very consistent with his Eagles work, and his craft is amazing. So, yeah, definitely go check that out next week. That should be a lot of fun. Do I stream baseball games? Nah, not really. It's just, to me, it's kind of a boring sport. But, obviously when it gets closer to the playoffs, I absolutely fall in love with it. Like in August. But, like, in the mid-season, like, during June, July, like, those times in the year, like May, June, July, it's really slow, but it's good if you want to go to a game, like have a beer and go to the game because it's sunny out. I think that's awesome, but it's kind of a slow game to me. My friend absolutely loves it. Do you think it's weird that the draft is in Cleveland this year? Yeah, I don't think anything should be in Cleveland. Cleveland is the worst city I've been to by far. It's a dump. I think it's weird whenever anyone hosts anything in Cleveland. I think it's stupid. The casino there sucked. When does a casino suck? Like, the casino sucked. It's a garbage fucking dump of a town. It's a garbage fucking state. I don't think anything should be hosted there. And that's why J.J. Watt didn't go there. He was toying with the fans because the fans will never get that Cleveland always comes last. Danny Fant was a shit. Here's another super chat from Jerry Mayhaus. The Eagles are getting worse, I think. I mean, they can't get any worse. Last year, they were as bad as it got. But thank you for the super chat, Jerry. It was $1.99. I really appreciate it. Thank you. $1.99. Do you think the Eagles will go last division? No, I don't. No, my favorite rapper, believe it or not, is Eminem. I started listening to him when I was 7 years of age. It was Marshall Mathers LP that came out. And I just thought it was a brilliant album. Now, granted, was I supposed to be listening to Eminem, especially that album at 7 years old? No, but I was at summer camp, and they were playing it, and I loved the album. So I thought it was brilliant. I really thought it was a brilliant piece of work, piece of art, actually. And, Eminem is always going to be there. I like 50 Cent as well. 50 Cent's old stuff was bumping. It was good stuff. Bryce Harper's washed up. You're great. No, he's still young. Philip Rivers retire because he was old. He has like 14 kids. He has to spend some time with them. Thoughts on George H.W. Bush, the dad? I think he was one of the worst presidents of all time, but I wasn't alive to see what he did. But I hear a lot of bad things. I want a lineman or a receiver if they take a quarterback, maybe Fields or Lance. Right now I'm starting to like the Fields tape. Yeah, Fields looks like a stud. My buddy doesn't like him. But sometimes you just gotta roll with it. So I wouldn't be mad either. I answer this every single chat. Why am I a Yankees fan and not a Phillies fan? All right, because the Yankees are a global organization. Anyone around the world can like the New York Yankees. Just because they happen to be a New York team, you have to like the Phillies. No, you don't have to like the Phillies. The Phillies are a literal disgrace to follow. All right. And what I mean by that is that I'm a 3-for-4 Philadelphia team. And every single time the Phillies lose, it warms my heart. Because following Philly sports takes a year off of my life every single year. It makes my hair go away. It just takes a solid year off my life every single year. So liking a winning franchise for once, it makes me feel good inside. It warms my heart. And whenever the Phillies lose, it warms my heart, and I'll tell you why. Because Philly fans, and I can tell you this because I'm a 3-for-4 fan, Philly fans every single year, no matter who they get, no matter who the coach is, no matter what situation they're in, they think they're going to win championships in every single sport in every single year. All right. And there's that one opportunity where I could just act like I'm punching them in the face. Because it just shows. It just goes to show you. I personally think the Phillies are going to be last this year. I truly do. I think you need a bullpen when it comes to going down the late stretches in the summer. And a lot of people don't understand that. They still don't have a bullpen. You could have all the offense you want. Doesn't mean you're going to hold leads late in games because your bullpen sucks. So it's just something I can give back to them as being a petty asshole. Yeah. So I don't like the Phillies at all. I think that it's one of those times where it just warms my heart. Let me see something. I honestly think Zach Wilson will suck in the NFL. I mean, it could be right. They're saying that he's a rich kid that was given everything his whole life. They're basically comparing him to Johnny Manziel. I just think he has a lot of talent. Thoughts on NBA YoungBoy? He's a good rapper. I've never really heard of him. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. Call Zomp. Nice. Probably he hates the fact that the Knicks got absolutely trounced tonight. Do I think Reese Hoskins is good? No, I don't. I'm gonna text my friend real quick. But the reason why I don't think he's good is because back in 2017, when he first came to the league, was it 2016 or 2017? They called him the next Babe Ruth. Of course, it's Phillies fans calling him the next Babe Ruth. He had 17 home runs in 2 months, and they called him the next Babe Ruth, like they do with everything. I just think he's not. I don't think he's good. I just think he's hit or miss. I think Bryce Harper's obviously one of the best players on that team. I mean, they paid him to be. Aaron Nola's pretty good. I like Alec Baum. I think Alec Baum's a good player. But, yeah, I don't think Reese Hoskins is good at all. I truly don't. I'm just being honest. Oh, what music do you listen to? I love EDM because I go to clubs. Love EDM. And rap. I like EDM, rap, and alternative rock. But I like pretty much everything. Just don't put on jazz. I'll fucking break the jukebox. Just don't do that. Um, yeah, literally no one cares about the Phillies. I mean, I used to hang out with this kid that like used to bash me for bashing on the Phillies. Like the Phillies, trust me, when they suck, nobody cares about them. You know, there's that crowd that loves baseball more than anything. Unfortunately, they like the Phillies over everyone else. And I feel bad for them, kind of. But yeah, nobody cares about the Phillies. Let's be real here. Like, come on. I mean, they would care about the Philadelphia Union before the Phillies. Like, I'm just being honest. Um, I'm being a dick tonight. Kyle, tell me why Drew Brees is not retiring like he's old and gets injured a lot. I think he just loves the game. Like, I truly do. Like, you only have one life. You have to understand. And when you have the skill that he has, it's tough to walk away from the game, you know, because you know you're never going to get the chance again. And you only have one life. So he wants to live it up as much as possible. And if he feels like he could play one more year, he's going to keep doing it. He's like Brett Favre. It's like people were annoyed when Brett Favre kept saying he was retiring and coming back. Well, he wanted to keep coming back because he knew he only had one life. You know, you have to live it up to the fullest. Live your life. Have no regrets. And listen, does it hurt the team? Yeah, it could hurt the team, but you know they're gonna roll with them until they say no. He's probably gonna come back. He's about 42 this year. Yeah, I mean, you only have one life. Live it up. MJ or LeBron? It's easy, LeBron. I don't like LeBron as a person, but he's a phenomenal basketball player. Let me see. Did I really go back down? Eagles are the worst team in the division, in my opinion. It's a lot of people's opinions, it's not just yours. It's just not mine. Have I talked to? No. I mean, I did before. It just wasn't not really my cup of tea. Which quarterback the Jets draft? They're gonna suck. They're cursed. Pretty much. You're right. Read mine. You think? Yeah, I read yours earlier. ATC Gaming. I said, what do you think about the Chiefs are going to do and what's their future? I said that the Chiefs are a really good franchise. They have a great quarterback, but they need to fix up their offensive line. If they don't have an offensive line, and you're going to rely on Eric Fisher, who's been there a while, it could cause trouble because obviously Pat Mahomes looked lost in the Super Bowl. Now he did have those two great incompletions. He looked lost. He did because they were getting pressure all day in the biggest game. You know, so we'll see what happens there. But they definitely have the star power. Who's the worst team in the division next year? Right now, I'm actually going to say Washington. Reason being is because they still don't really have a quarterback. I was going to say Giants. I was going to be a dick. But I think it's Washington. I love their defensive line. I like their defense. But without a quarterback, you really don't have anything. And I think it's going to be Washington. 46 in here, only 18 likes. Hit the like. Yeah, listen to 2020 Vision. Yeah, smash that thumbs up button, guys. 44 people in here right now. I really appreciate the company, by the way. It's making the time go by a lot quicker. It's almost an hour. You guys are amazing. And yeah, I love to talk for a while, so definitely good questions. And yeah, hit that thumbs up button. Let's try to get it to 30 likes or above. Let's do it. Do I think Urban Meyer will be a good coach for Jacksonville? No. Here's the reason why. I don't think he's a terrible coach. The problem is when it comes to health and heart issues, Urban Meyer has to be one of the worst at those. You know, his health is horrible. And I just don't see him lasting 2 years in Jacksonville. He could be the best coach in the NFL. And his heart just won't let him have it because it's just too stressful. You know, and you have to look back at that. He quit on Ohio State, quit on Florida because of his heart. You know, why would you go coach at the NFL if your heart was that bad? You know, I don't think he's going to be a good coach for those reasons. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be a coach. I'm being honest with you. I think they stick with Darnold. I think that's their smart option, honestly. But the Jets always do something stupid. Which incumbent head coach will have the most success with their new team? Let me think. Incumbent coaches. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would say Nick Sirianni, but I don't really know much about Nick Sirianni, and he's young. Um, who's the guy that just went to L.A. The Chargers? I don't know. I'm out of the loop on that one. Trevor will fail in the NFL. Explain that to me because I don't see it. I just don't see it. What do you think about? What do you think about drafting Mac Jones, quarterback out of Atlanta? The best. Yeah, you have to understand something. 2020 vision. We agree a lot. I completely disagree on this one. I think Mac Jones reminds me of that guy that participates in a group project in high school and gets a good grade, even though it didn't do much. You know, he had some of the best talent on that Alabama team. He was a third stringer behind Tua and Jalen Hurts in 2018. He was a third stringer behind those two quarterbacks. He looks like a frat dude. He has a build of a frat dude. He will be the next. I don't think he's going to be even as good as A.J. McCarron was in the NFL. I think he's going to be a total flop. Like I said, he had some of the best talent on that Alabama team. I could be wrong. Obviously, I could be wrong on a lot of things. Just don't see it. I don't like his throw motion. I don't really like. He can't really run. I just don't like him. I don't know. Is Tatis a top 10 player in the league? Top 3 player in the league. That guy's the face of baseball. He's gonna be the face of baseball soon. Thoughts on Kyle Trask? Garbage, absolute garbage. Yeah, I don't like Mac Jones at all. Just looks like a frat dude. He looks like a frat dude, plays like a frat dude. I don't like him. I don't even know how he was a Heisman candidate. I mean, to be a Heisman, you have to be really good and put your team over the top by yourself, not have all the world of talent around you. Like Devonta Smith deserved that Heisman because Devonta Smith just did everything, But when you put a quarterback in the Heisman consideration that had everything around him and barely had to do anything, it had mountains and mountains of protection. I think that's just idiotic. I'm sorry. I don't care if you have 60 passing touchdowns. When you have that much time to throw the ball and you have everything around you, Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, I know I'm missing a name, but when you have all that talent around you, you're going to succeed. It's just, I don't understand what people don't see. Jeff Bezos. Who wins the division? I think the Eagles win the division. I gave my statement earlier. And where does Deshaun Watson go? I think Deshaun Watson stays in Houston when it's all said and done. Yep. Typical Alabama. What was the last good Alabama quarterback that came into the league and tore it up? Because Tua ain't it. From what I've seen, Tua ain't it. I don't remember the last one. Can I compare Mac Jones and Daniel Jones? Well, I would have to give the nod to Daniel Jones just because Daniel Jones went to Duke and he has a brain. You go to Alabama, chances are you don't have a brain. I'm just saying. It's a sports school. If anyone went to Alabama, you could just completely criticize me for saying that. But, I mean, they're a football school. They're an athletic school. You don't go to Alabama because you did well in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's not a college you go to because you did well in high school. Duke is top notch, so I'd have to give it to Daniel Jones just a tiny bit because Daniel Jones isn't good. He's just not. Yeah, none. He's not. I don't see that. I don't see where Trevor Lawrence is overrated. I just don't see it. I think people want him to be overrated because people like having their hot takes come to fruition, but he's not overrated. He's going to be a generational talent. I wish we could get him, but we're not going to. Thoughts on Joe Burrow? I like Joe Burrow, but that's another definition of a guy who was given everything. He went to Ohio State, then he transferred from Ohio State to LSU, and he had everything in that year. You saw him last year. He got absolutely fucked up against us. I forget which lineman it was, but he just put him on his ass, and he just was never the same. Then he tore his ACL. We'll see how he comes back. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's definitely better than Mac Jones, but it's another guy that was given everything, you know? He's a star. I love seeing Tua suck in the NFL. Who's your team? Diehard 40 Gators fan. Do I think Tua will be a bust? I think so, yeah. Based off what I saw last year, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Greater Patriot. Boycott the Olympics. I don't even know why they're having the Olympics over there. It's like asking for it. Would the Dolphins draft Penei Sewell or Jamar Chase? Well, I mean, you would draft an offensive lineman supposedly to help out your quarterback because his protection is whatever, and Penei Sewell is one of the best offensive linemen to come out of the draft in like the last 10 years. But the Dolphins really don't have a rich history of drafting, so they're probably going to go with a stupid pick like I don't even know. They're probably going to go with Kyle Pitts or something. Daniel Jones has the potential. Why? Jerry Mayhouse, how does he have the potential? The guy has a noodle arm. He doesn't make accurate reads. You know, he's a very smart guy, but he doesn't make accurate reads. He overthrows players that are wide open down the field. He fumbles too much, and he turns the ball over too much on a consistent basis. You know, that's one guy that I would not trust, not put my hand like I would not put his hands in the franchise. Like I just wouldn't do it. I think he really stinks. I truly do. My cousin, who absolutely hates the Philadelphia Eagles, when I asked him about Daniel Jones, he's like, if you want my honest opinion, I absolutely think he fucking sucks. I'm like, if he says that, there's a problem. Because this is a guy that was really hard on Eli Manning throughout a lot of his career because he thought Eli Manning wasn't a leader. You know, but Eli Manning won in big spots, but he didn't think he was a captain. He didn't think he was a leader to lead a group of young men. You know, he just got really hot in the playoffs. This is a guy that always told me the honest truth about the Giants, you know, and he thinks that Daniel Jones is terrible. So that's why I always dog on Giants fans for saying Daniel Jones is going to be good because draft night, if you guys remember, people like Dan Tanner and Bad Dog, they hated the pick. And for obvious reason, because he shouldn't have been picked in that spot. You know, you had Josh Allen sitting right there who plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars out of Kentucky. And you picked a guy who is projected to go in the second to third rounds, if that. At number, 6? It's a very dumb pick. Yeah, he is. Would I take Mitch Trubisky? It's a good. I would take Mitch over Daniel Jones because Mitch at least went to the playoffs. At least he went to the playoffs like a couple times. I would definitely take Mitch over Daniel Jones. Thoughts on Kyle Pitts? He's a good contact. He's been around for years. Eli Manning had that clutch gene that Daniel Jones would never have. Yeah, he did. I didn't think Eli Manning was that good of a quarterback, but he definitely got the job done in the playoffs. That's why I love Nick Foles because as much as Nick Foles, it wasn't really a great regular season player. He got the job done when it mattered. And I love quarterbacks like that. Now, I'd like a quarterback to be that consistent throughout the regular season and then bring it over to the playoffs like Tom Brady. But you just don't find quarterbacks like that in today's game. You just don't do it. They should have drafted Trace McSorley. Who would you rather have, Daniel Jones or Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz. Just being honest. And you know how much I don't like Carson Wentz. I would definitely like Carson Wentz over Daniel Jones. What order do you think the AFC East standings will be? Buffalo up top. I gotta think. Buffalo up top. Miami second. Pats third. Jets fourth. I honestly think people are hating on Tua too much. Give him some time because he needs better receivers and a running back. We'll see. I mean, he was a rook last year, so you might be right. Kyle, what if the Giants tank and the Eagles miss the playoffs? What would your reaction be? I wouldn't have one because if the Eagles miss the playoffs, like it was expected. But if the Giants tank, it's just another year of them sucking. So I wouldn't really have a reaction. I think the Eagles can make the playoffs this year based off how they draft. And a lot of people are making fun of Howie Roseman because he can't draft. But you got to hit one eventually. I think this might be the year. I don't know what that means. David Ortiz dead. I don't know what that means. Boom, 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 boom. Colt McCoy, Dwayne Haskins. Oh, obviously Colt McCoy. Do I remember the Royals 2014, 2015 playoffs? I do. I was watching the World Series game where Matt Harvey was pitching a gem, and they ruined him that game. They left him out there in the ninth inning, and they lost the game. After that, Matt Harvey was never the same, and he was like the best pitcher in the game at that time. Now you can't even find him on a AAA team. What a turnaround that was. That was horrible. I want to see Jones with Kenny Golladay or Allen Robinson first before we move on. Go ahead and laugh if you want. Hey, listen, you're supporting your guy, and it's understandable. But I need fans to be more realistic based off how they saw him in his first 2 years. What I've seen out of as a divisional rival is he doesn't bring much to the table, at all. He's not a game changer. He's just not. Is Buffalo Wild Wings past its prime? I never really liked it. Very overrated and average wings. Do I talk about NHL? NHL is probably one of my favorite sports. People just don't talk about it. I don't know why people don't talk about it. I love the NHL. It's my favorite live sporting event, other than mixed martial arts. Huge Flyers fan. They lost tonight to the Penguins. Sidney Crosby wasn't playing. Kind of disgusting, but it is what it is. But at least I won my parlay, so that was good. My Lord. You got to put up with people on Twitter like, oh my God. It's not the Lakers. Who's your, let me see. If it's not the Lakers, who's your NBA Finals winner this year? The Lakers aren't going to the finals. Not this year. Not happening. That was pretty, caught me off guard. I don't think the Lakers are even going to make it. Very overpriced. Yeah, overpriced and not that good. The reason we love Foles is because he's a flawed quarterback, became clutch when he was needed. The closest we get to a real-life Rocky. Yeah, and ironically, Zomp doesn't like Nick Foles, but he loves the Rocky franchise. So tell me that one. If LeBron three-peats, he's the GOAT in my eyes. He's already the GOAT in my eyes as a player. I just think, he makes every team better. It stinks for them that Anthony Davis is out, but he definitely makes them better. Do I think Tampa Bay Lightning will win back-to-back Stanley Cups? No, because it's a real season this time. Anytime you have fans in the stands, which they're going to have by playoff time, they're going to go back to choking. I thought it was trash. Them and the Dodgers won because it was a shortened season. The Miami Heat were so much fun to watch last year. I just went to a Heat game. Nice arena. Kobe or LeBron? I love LeBron. Kobe had the clutch gene, but he also had stars around him every single championship. LeBron, you look back at that 2016 Cavaliers team, he had Kyrie Irving. He was young, though. Kevin Love, whatever. Other than that, who did he have? And he faced a 73-win Golden State team. That was a really good championship performance. The Sixers will allow fans to attend any game. I'd probably attend a playoff game. I don't know. I made a video about this. I don't want to spend money, upcharged money on a ticket because of demand on tickets. I like when the fans are there. You know what I'm saying? I just think that when the fans are there, it diminishes the game a little bit. So I'll definitely wait on that one. You can't compare players from other eras, only achievements, to be honest. Yeah, look at the side-by-side comparison to MJ to LeBron. LeBron's better. Thoughts on the Dallas Stars? They had a good year last year. They had a really good year last year. I did not. Do you think the Eagles-Giants are a better rival than the Cowboys-Washington? I do, yeah, because I hate the Giants. but I mean, it's all opinionated. But yeah, there's 39 people in here right now. I'm probably gonna get off soon, but yeah, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna do this every week. I'll be on Philly 500's channel next Tuesday. He's gonna be doing the State of the Eagles stream. I'm gonna be a part of it, so definitely check that out. But yeah, no one will ever compare to the Italian stallion for Zamparelli. Yeah, yep. Loves his Rocky. Is Clayton Kershaw underrated? No, he's overrated. I mean, he had one good postseason in his 12-year career. Do I like Five Guys? Yeah, I mean their burgers are pretty good, but I try not to eat it because they're so fucking greasy. I do like Five Guys though. A lot of Giants fans are Italians. Yeah, look at Bad Dog. He's as Italian as it gets. You know, I agree with that. They're also from New York. It's just a lot of Italians come from New York. Pat Steaks or Tony Luke's? Tony Luke's. Although I will say this, a lot of people dog on Geno's and Pat's. They're not terrible. They're not terrible at all. Oklahoma City Thunder will win the finals. That's like the Washington Wizards winning the finals. All right, guys. That said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another edition of Q&A. I'll be back on here next week. Probably not on Tuesday because I'll be on with Philly 500. But thank you guys for the questions. I loved answering them. And on your way out, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll probably be back sometime this week. I don't know. It depends on my schedule, but hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I will see you guys later. Peace.